Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Had a great day. Today's gonna be such an exciting day because, well, we are back at it again with the awesome muscle car videos, muscle car content, and today we're getting the chance to check out the all-new Dodge Charger Jailbreak. As you can see right in front of us, this thing looks absolutely incredible. Now, if you're not familiar with what the Jailbreak is, it's essentially the most customizable Dodge Charger ever yet, and the same can be said for the Challenger because the Jailbreak nameplate can be applied on either the Charger or the Challenger. And with that being said, you don't just have countless levels of customization, jailbreaking, I guess you can say, the rules of what Dodge has placed in the past. You also have more horsepower than the Dodge Red Eyes, that being 807 horsepower. Okay, I gotta say this. You gotta hand it to Dodge. They have the most incredible names in the entire automotive scene. You don't have these like Mercedes CLK 41.2 or BMW 821. No, nothing like that. This is all about making a nameplate that when you say it and someone hears it, they go, a Jailbreak? What? The name Jailbreak is just so cool. Same can be said for Dodge Demon or Dodge Charger Red Eye, right? And back to the name again, think of it this way. This is the best way I can explain what this vehicle signifies. Have you ever heard the term jailbreaking your iPhone? That's essentially what this package is all about. All of the set forth rules that you have with every other Charger or Challenger, it's not quite there anymore. So when you get this, you can customize really with any badging you want. So many different options for interior and brakes, etc. The list just keeps going on and on. You know what? Let's do a quick walk around of this all new Dodge Charger and then take it out onto the streets to find out what it's like to drive. Major thank you and shout out to the owner, Grant. Make sure to follow his Instagram right here on the screen. Coming up forward, you have this amazing Jailbreak all new hood with a massive intake right here in the middle that scoops in the air similar to the Demon. You need a lot of airflow because you're dealing with a lot of horsepower, and the Demon, back in the day, that was just insane, 840 horsepower with racing fuel. This is just 1 horsepower off. You essentially have a Charger Demon right here. So that being said, I completely understand why this vehicle is commanding such an amazing audience base right now in the entire Dodge scene and elsewhere with muscle cars. Ford doesn't quite offer you an 800 horsepower muscle car straight from the factory, but Dodge does. Dodge does, and you got 4 doors and plenty of legroom. What do you think of the Jailbreak style front bumper? Now, all these vents and grills that you see around here, it's all functional. So luckily, Dodge is not putting on any fake components that look cool that are, you know, technically non-functional. Even this lip right here, this intake, goes directly to the radiator in the middle, the massive radiator. This front bumper with the wide body effect that comes with the Jailbreak models, it looks mean, it looks sinister, and it completely finishes off the vibe that you want with a vehicle like this. Interestingly, you have a Red Eye Hellcat logo. See the Red Eye right there? You don't have a brand new Jailbreak style cat, but there is a Jailbreak logo on the inside in front of the passenger seat. Let me show it to you. Coming all the way to the passenger side, opening up the door, there you have it. The one and only spot that I can find so far that actually says Jailbreak. As I was mentioning earlier, you can really have fun customizing your interior for the Jailbreak. The owner of this vehicle actually optioned out the hammerhead gray finish with the special gray stitching down below and the piping for the floor mats way down here. And you even have a matte carbon fiber throughout the middle center console all the way to the switchgear. Plus loads of Alcantara. The entire roof line is finished with Alcantara. Oh, and actually, you know what? I forgot to mention the elephant in the room, this huge gurney flap that you have out back. Yes, this is not stock, but it does look very, very mean on this vehicle. Altogether, what are your thoughts of this finish? This color, I'm gonna say, is my favorite so far that I have seen yet for the Jailbreak. This paint color itself is actually called Smoke Show. Moving all the way down, you have these custom exhaust pipes that are finished in a black tone, which from the owner, he says it sounds absolutely unbelievable. So I cannot wait to test that out. And like I was mentioning earlier, again in the video, every single vent you see is functional. So this wide body effect for the back rear fascia, this vent right here connects directly to the back tires, so that air gets relieved very quickly and helps for not just cooling for the brakes, right? It's got this epic wide body for good reason, because you need all this extra width for these Pirelli tires out back. Interestingly, it does have P0 all seasons. I'm surprised they have these tires, because you could probably fit like a 315, 325 on this. It's got stock 305, so you're dealing with 807 horsepower, one less than the Demon, and your tires are nowhere near the caliber of the Demon. So maybe if you do pick one of these up, you should put on some Mickey Thompson ET Street SS's, or maybe a Proxy Toyo RAARs. That could increase the grip front and back. But let me know if you have one of these and your thoughts on upgrading tire compounds and different sizes. What works best for the Jailbreak? Since this package is all about breaking the rules, you have 6 different options for painted calipers. And this one in particular has fully blacked out lug nuts in the middle. Alrighty, enough with the talking. Let me show you the engine, and then let's hop inside and see what it's like to drive. Ooh, man, it is hot. The hood is hot outside today. It's like getting close to 80 maybe, but cooling, you should be perfectly fine with the Jailbreak. At least that is what I've heard so far. What do you think of this massive Hemi supercharged 6.2 liter V8 right here in the middle? It looks so aggressive. I wish it had like a big Jailbreak logo under the hood somewhere. You do have an SRT logo on this side of the hood, but all together for badging, you have just Charger right here and then SRT with a red eye logo on the side. Moving to the right, you may have noticed, oh, this is not a stock intake. This is actually a leg maker intake, and I'm told by the owner it's gonna sound extra, extra loud. Here's actually how the hood vent works. You see the vent right there in the middle of the intake? The air channels inside, and you're probably wondering, well, where does it exit, right? Look to the right. You see where it says SRT? The air is exiting on the side, going directly to the intake and elsewhere to cool off the engine bay. Direct air straight to the intake. That is awesome. Here we go, first drive in the all-new Jailbreak. We are here with Bella, and yeah, you got a pretty crazy Dodge Charger right here. It's appreciate you letting me experience it. Sounds mean, sounds exciting. Let's buckle up and then hop on the freeway and see how the power delivery comes on. I'm curious to find out how it compares against like the Hellcats and the Red Eyes and so forth. I used to have, well, as you guys know, the GT500, and that's about 760 horsepower. Before that, we had the Super Snake with a 1,000, so I'm excited to feel what this Charger is like in comparison. So right now we are in track mode. You can see the ESC light has turned on, letting us know that we've disabled the first stage of traction control, which I guess in this kind of vehicle, that's what you should be doing all the time, right? Get the full experience out of it. But we're in manual mode, just getting a feel for it. Tires are cold, but oh my gosh, that's the loudest. I love that intake. The whine is absolutely unbelievable. And interestingly, you do get a slight buck on those upshifts, which is tuned in very well with this transmission. I'll roll through it a little bit because you do get you know, a good amount of air noise inside the cockpit. However, let's drop it down another gear. I love this noise. It says 8 miles per gallon average. I can definitely see why. Having this much horsepower in a vehicle that's this size, you know, it's pretty exciting because you can have, I think, 5 total people in the car and listen to that whine. So with the windows up, I know it got much darker right now for the camera because the tint, but you can definitely get a much better idea of this whine at all times. We're only in 5th gear at 3,000 RPM. The one big thing with a vehicle like this is that you got to be careful with the cops because, yeah, definitely you can find yourself in a lot of trouble. I can feel a little bit of movement with the suspension back there, but all together, for how much power that you've got, it's actually coming together very polished. A demon essentially, right? But in the Charger form, 807 horsepower. Yeah, they're saying it's one less than the demon, but come on, 1 horsepower, you're not gonna really be able to distinguish that. So yes, if you got one of these vehicles, one of these allocations, you've secured essentially a demon for the road, but less, tuned with the soft suspension for launching hard. At the same time, you can still have fun with this, not just at the drag strip, but at the track. It's not the fastest performance vehicle out there, but with the wide body and the adaptive suspension, you can definitely be at home at either location. So windows going back down. Hopefully it's not too windy for the microphone. Brake response feels pretty well. It's definitely, you got a lot of bite to it, just like the GT500 right away, early in the pedal feel. So performance pages, what do we got here? So you have oil temp, 212, trans temp.
That's just what I have there.
Oh, so you saved this custom setting?
Yeah, just the first one, but there's timers, gauges.
Oh, the G-force gauge?
Everything, yeah.
Oh, so let's see how many G-forces we pull on a small pull. Yeah, you definitely, back in the freeway?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, good call on that one, because on the low speed, just giving a little bit of throttle in first gear, you're already roasting up those tires. But that's the thrill of it, right? You gotta really be gentle on that throttle input for sure. I agree with you that the power delivery feels very gradual and smooth towards the upper RPM band. Well, being supercharged, that explains why. With the McLaren or some of the exhausts with the turbos, you can kind of notice how, like down low, it's not the most responsive, or with a flat plane crank engine sometimes. But that's the glory of having a Hemi like this, because a big American V8 supercharged, that boost is happening at all times, so you can have that instant power right out of it. It's addicting. You just want to keep doing that over and over again. You kind of got like a slight pop right there, letting off under 4,000 RPM. This has got a personality and a characteristic that the 500 doesn't quite have. This is definitely more of like the raw pony muscle car for the street, versus the 500 can be a bit more track focused for the corners. Well, at least if you get the track pack, that what I had. If you got a family and you want a good just fun car for the street. Okay, yeah, so you just got to do that all day. We're starting to see the upper echelons of performance being trickled down, right? So the Demon was like their pinnacle, and now we're getting performance from that on the Charger, the Challenger, at a more affordable price. I definitely think, if you've got an order in right now and you're waiting for it, it's gonna be worth the wait. The suspension with it definitely, in the corners or really turning it, I feel like you will get decent body roll, but that's as expected with the curb weight of the vehicle. However, it makes for a smoother ride, and having suspension that you can feel more of the movement, it allows for much more of that weight transfer in the back, so you can kind of get more grip back there. But I will say that I think that you probably should upgrade the tires if you plan on getting it and using it for what it's meant for. The Pirelli all seasons on a 807 horsepower vehicle, it doesn't really make much sense to me. But if you put on the right tires, I'd love to see how these things perform down the quarter mile, the drag strip, just hammering it on the freeway. Is there a special mode where you can give it like a slight rev to get some attention from the bystanders? Or, I know with the 500 you can pull both paddle shifters and go in neutral. No worries, probably don't want to scare these beach folk. Here we go. Wow, you hear it echo right off the bus. It seems like, yeah, right around 70 miles an hour is a sweet spot for the grip. Is that what you've noticed?
Yeah, but it's just the tires.
It's just the tires so far? I bet. Let's see, drive modes. So you have track, you have power specified to 807, a transmission track. So track mode gives you the bucks. That's cool. Paddle shifters. You can turn off the paddle shifters?
Yeah.
I haven't really seen that before in another performance vehicle. That's really unique. But so this is the stiffest suspension calibration right now, track.
Yeah, track is the.
And if you haven't seen it already, the top speed on the speedo says 220 miles an hour. I absolutely love that. The modes that you have for being a performance vehicle are pretty crazy. For example, chiller, so clicking on chiller, as it says right there, air conditioning not available with chiller feature being active, and then the intercooler is being enhanced. So you'll feel the air coming out. It's not going to be cold with the AC, but it's using the AC functionality to provide extra cooling, which is just insane thinking about it. And then for the track, when you get off the track, you have race cool down down here, and it shows you your target temp, your ambient temp. I love this. It would be cool if they made a brand new like Viper variant in the future and have all this racing, these gauges and displays baked into it, because this is useful, and I haven't seen this in really many other performance vehicles. Let's test out or check out line lock. Hit activate, come to the left, apply brake pressure, push it all the way down or as far down as you can go, click and hold OK, and then it says continue to hold OK, release the brake, continue to hold. So while I'm holding it, apply throttle and it'll hold the front brakes. Lastly, launch control. Similar to the 500, you get to choose exactly what RPM you want to dial in for the most grip depending on your ground condition scenario. Anyways, that's going to wrap up my first drive and review with the all-new Jailbreak. Please let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of this all-new model having 800 plus horsepower? It's just a shenanigan mobile, loves to slide around, loves to drift. It's just fun at all times. I am thoroughly impressed. Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Also subscribe for much more great content coming out your way. I'll see all of you in the next episode.